The time today.
Yeah, thanks, Allie.
We'll get started here with Chris Franklin and then Dave Zangaro.
Hey, afternoon, Nick. Last season, you guys had Jim Bob Cooter help out with the short week game preparation. Who's taking the helm this season? When did that process start? And how tough is it to have a game plan for the second opponent on a short week?
Yeah, so we had a unique situation this year where we had our bye week not too long ago, right? That's pretty unique, and we were able to get a lot of that work done. We were able to get a lot of that work done on during the bye week, and then obviously we're doing things a little bit differently this year, as far as how we're going about our process this week, and so it was a group effort by everybody because we had a little bit extra time, and then so everybody was able to still do all their parts of the research for this week.
Go ahead, Dave, and then Jeff.
Nick, I heard you mention in your post-game speech to the team that playing on a short week is an advantage for the team that thinks it's an advantage. Do you feel like it's an advantage for you, or is that something that you have to kind of talk yourself into?
No, I think the way we go about our process, it is an advantage for us, right? The way we walk through, the way we meet. We talk about these things all the time of how important it is that not only is your intensity of practice it need to be extremely high and detailed, but so does it needs to be that way in the walkthrough too. And that's why we say you're full speed to the snap and walkthrough, so your mind's working as if you're playing the entire game, your body's just not. And then in the meetings, it's high detail. And that always starts with the coaches. And I always say, like, hey, we can't have mistakes on things. We have to know the answers, what we're going to do against this play versus this play versus this look, all the different looks that we could possibly give them, have an answer for them. But then that also goes to the players as well. And when you coach a guy like Jason Kelce, right, he's gonna have his mind's gonna be working. He's such an intelligent football player. His mind is gonna be working to say, well, what if this happens and what if this happens? So with how detailed a guy like Jason Kelce is, he's gonna want those answers. So like it goes both ways, and it forces the coaches to be even more detailed because of how detailed the players are. So that's a give and take, but I always feel like it does start with us as coaches of the high detail in those meetings, and this isn't the first time you guys have heard me say that, right? This is our process, regardless of a short week or a regular week. It just so happens, right, on this short week we have walkthroughs and meetings to get the guys' bodies ready to go.
Go ahead, Jeff, and then Zach.
Nick, you have more detail on Jordan Davis's ankle injury, and this is a high ankle sprain, as Spinner reported.
Still working through that. I'm never going to put a timetable on him, and I know you didn't ask for a timetable, but probably not going to be going this week. But we'll see how it goes and how everything's working through it. Like you said, he has an ankle, but I don't know the extent of it yet, of how long he's going to be out.
So not significant.
Yeah, I don't have that information quite yet, Jeff.
Go ahead, Zach, and then Rube.
Hey, Nick, after the Carolina game last year, going into the Thursday game, you spoke about having all the coaches over for dinner or for game prep, rather. If you reflect on that, how much farther along is this coaching staff in terms of the game planning, the system, than you were at this time last year?
Yeah, they wouldn't come to my house anymore on that because I think I yell at them sometimes. So sometimes they don't want to come to my house when they don't have to be. No, we didn't feel like we needed to do that. You're right, Zach. That's exactly what we did last year. I had them over to my house and we did some of the preliminary game planning of first and second down. With that bye week, we didn't have to get into that. So we were able to go and assess the game that we played against the Steelers yesterday. And then spend a little bit of time with our family before the long week. But as far as where we are, you always are trying, right? You're always trying, Zach, to improve your process. Like I have this long list of things that we do, and I'm constantly changing that thing of now I like this better, I like that better. So you're constantly trying to improve your process, and that whether that's how you look at a certain defense whether that's how you meet on something, a little addition to a thing you meet on, or a subtraction on it, right? You're always trying to say, what can we do better? And so that's our philosophy as a whole organization. How do we get a little bit better each day? How do we get a little bit better each day? And one thing that we constantly work on as coaches is how we can improve our process. So in the past year, obviously in the year plus, from back then, we feel like, we've done that. We've gotten a little bit better each day, and we're and working on our process. And there's definitely things that are different there that we think are for the better, part of the process.
Go ahead, Rube.
Hey, Nick, we never hear anybody on the team talk about being undefeated, being 7-0, 6-0, whatever the case may be. Obviously, they know that. Where do you think that comes from? Does it come from you, the coaches? Does it come from Jalen's focus? And why is it a good thing that it's something that never comes up?
Because we know that the only thing that nothing matters, right? Dog mentality is that nothing matters of what happened before. We're ready to go today, to get ready to go 1-0 this week. And that's something that it's just a mindset that we have as an organization. It's so to answer your question, yeah, it's because it's the greatest team sport there is. It's coaches, it's players, and we have great leaders on this football team that know what it takes to, there's been a lot of guys here, whether it's the guys that put their flag on the top of the mountain of the Super Bowl mountain, right, of the NFL, or guys in college that know what it takes to get to the top of that mountain. And so, and what the common denominator of great teams is they focus on one day at a time, and they don't think about the past. They don't think about the future. They think about where we are and how we're going to go 1-0 this day, and completely focus on that. And that's the only way you get better. And I think our guys are seeing that's how you get better. And the more you kind of have success with that formula, the more buy-in there is, more and more and more and more. And again, when you got the guys that we have on our team and the leaders that we have on our team, that's just how they go about business, and that's contagious as well.
All right, we have time for one more. We'll go to Ed Crafts.
Hey, hi, Nick. How you doing?
Hey, Ed. How about you?
I'm great, thanks. I just want to ask you about Marvin Wilson on the practice squad. With Jordan Davis's possible long-term injury here, whatever. I mean, how has he looked to you on the practice squad? And it looked like he had a pretty good training camp. But I mean, would he be ready for a role should he be called upon?
Yeah, if he's called upon, we're very confident in him. That's why he's here, right? The guys that are on the practice squad, we feel great that we're going to be able to bring them up and and that they're going to be able to come in and make plays in a game. Otherwise we wouldn't have him here in that scenario. And with Marvin, I think Marvin, what we saw with him is that he came back in great shape. He came back with his body ready to play. And he had a great training camp that we're like, hopefully and we're deep in that room, right? And we're like, we can't keep them all, and hopefully we don't lose Marvin. And we're fortunate that we have him, and if he's ready, if he's called upon in this game, he'll be ready to go, and we have confidence in him. And it's, again, like I said to you guys, it's not just like blind faith, right? We're seeing him work every single day. We're evaluating him. We are evaluating the practice squad players all the time with the different things that we're doing with them, from the developmental periods to the individual periods to the one-on-one periods, and we have a lot of faith in him if his number's called on.
Thanks for the time, Coach.
Thank you.